Hello, and back to Tectonica. Very brief pause. We need to automate kind of mining drills so we get to digging up to stress call. Have plenty of mining charges coming out for when we need those. What do we need here? Right off with excavator bit Mark II. This produces 3 per minute, so that's how fast we're gonna. Now you need we'll get some filter inserters done for pause the recording. Okay, inserters, bunch of them. Document. Better frame. Well, actually, we've got a box of them, and we're making them. Put a box of them. And if we need to put anything else in those in the box. 500. Are going to grab. Empty. Next thing you need excuse me, mining drill. Go. You need things that are made of iron. Iron frames and easy way. You two need iron input. Notice I'm not looking at the rates. We don't really have room to see if we're in any trouble here. What's that? 7.5 per over 20. So 3. Going to be 4.5 per minute. Four and a half per. Going to be 3 times that in iron. Yeah, okay, we're good. $30 per. Okay. I'm gonna get iron coming. Good for 90. So 92, that's 920. As far as we need to go, but pretty close. You want to use all of the up. One way to do that would be to have this putting out the eyes on a belt. And having our machine producing it onto the belt with a inverter, like as long as this belt is yeah, let's do that. And you are going to iron and copper. There. We will build a few extra. Down. It's going to get us 250. All of our drill bits are now in this conglomeration. Be good. So our priority is to drill through. That will work. Next thing is science. Upgrades we can't do. We've researched everything we can do of science. Oh. Still a quick line. We're not going to start on this yet. I'm going to hold off expanding X-ray. In fact, I think what I'm going to do now is recording and we do want to get down caliber. Oh, I could build one of these fancy teleporters and put it downstairs at Victor, at X-ray. We end up at X-ray. Here, we will be able to teleport it. Apparently that takes a while to make because of any electric. What if we got a route? We've got something that way. I am going to start from here. I'm just going to do that direction. That's heading toward looks like interesting stuff. Iron thingy on our left. Oh, that's way up top. Okay, that's the iron at it. So X-ray has a whole bunch of little pieces scattered around. nice little places or hang out. End of this. Get it. Finished our teleporter thing. Let's back up to the two threshers. Our two threshers work twice as fast. They don't double the yield of the market. Fortunate, but process things. So we now have a whole bunch of things to hand down here. I am for longer lists of things that I visit offline, basically about go anywhere? I can 750 teleport to X-ray. It takes doing on the digging 850 meters to go. I think 900 explodey bits. I'm going to just wait, and I am going recording because minutes in. Unpause. Breakthrough to Excalibur.
Excavation complete. Elevation to Excalibur level restored.
And here we go. Excalibur. I literally just let the game sit there. There's E. Tidy up around. elevator. Up there. I have to scan. Green swirly rock. But I needed Mark II miners for that. If I threw
Yes.
Material density exceeds mining charge parameters. Advanced mining drill required.
You can blow up the geodes, but those swirly rocks underneath are genuine Atlantum ore veins. Your mining charges won't even make a dent. You're better off mining them with a drill anyways, and it'll need to be at least a Mark II.
green spec. I get momentum. Eating some fat. Take this out. Really well. Lots of
Welcome, Groundbreaker, to the Excalibur. Proceed to your designated safety area and prepare for descent. We are bound for our final destination, Sector Victor. Upon arrival, preparations for our Scheduled re-ascension will begin immediately. Do not delay in exiting the vessel.
take this side.
Escape pod access denied. Awaiting critical emergency.
A little dive here. And it needs link systems and 300 copper wire.
Task inbound. Supply facility access door with self-repair materials.
This store has another self-repair requirement, but we're in no position to argue. This is an emergency. If you haven't started making those yet, get going.
Okay, we need to go make cooling systems and 300 copper wire. So let's see. We need for cooling. We need mechanical components, Giverthorn extract. We're gonna need copper wire, some iron for the mechanical components. Giverthorn extract we have in great abundance. Been making copper. A lot We need 4. So 40, 80 mechanical components. Oh. 40 divided by 6 times 2, so divided by. Yeah, 40. Because apparently you could never. I now have the 300 couples. Carefully counted them. Getting quite a lot. I instant. We may hit the 4. Start making blues. At which point it'll. Okay, I'm going to probably. Or copper wire. Sit up. Making 8. Okay. Open the door.
Lots of memories rushing back. For a moment, I thought they were distorted, but now I realize it was something else. This place is sideways, literally. This is the Excalibur. It belonged to the expedition. That factory and all those people I was expecting to find, they were a part of it. And so were we. This locker is empty, but the scanner can pick up molecular traces from things it had in it previously. Even if they don't unlock new technologies, scannable objects like these can round out your databank with background information. Keep an eye out for them.
to assemble.
Very acrobatic of you to find a way up here, Breaker. This navigational sphere is inactive, but your scanner was able to pull a databank entry from it. Look up, Breaker. We were too late. Only one person would have been in that chair.
This is Colonel Stefan Wagner. Your suit is failing to transmit a signature. Identify yourself.
Paladin? Sir, you're alive!
In much the same way that you are, it would seem. It is a strange thing to be a witness to your own lifeless body.
I was unlucky enough to end up next to mine, too. But, yeah.
I'm not sure what we are now, but I know somehow that I am still myself. I am conscious. I am choosing these words. My experience of this loss is emotional.
Hey, I'm in no better shape than you are. And this Breaker has something wrong with their suit. For all we know, they could be a stack of drones in a trench coat. Either way, at least we've got a body to work with.
Precisely. For now, we must focus on goals that we can achieve. If the sensors from my command bridge were correct, our manufacturing in Sector Victor has been compromised. How far has your exhaustive reconstruction progressed?
Exhaustive reconstruction? Sir, it's the entire sector.
My apologies, Sergeant. I did not realize you had more pressing commitments.
We're rebuilding, sir, but mostly to focus on recovering signals for search and rescue. We can't reach command, we don't have orders, and for all we know, every sector could be exactly like this one. Gone.
Sergeant, your unit could go for months without direction from the surface. That's what deep reconnaissance is about. That's why we chose you to lead it. The resources we came here to harvest, refine, and bring home to Earth are still needed. There is no hardship we can face that does not pale in comparison to the strife that will be visited upon humanity if we fail. Until we learn otherwise, our mission to industrialize this world remains. And rest assured that we will rescue everyone we can to help us accomplish it. But we will accomplish it.
I understand. Either way, sir, we're going to give it everything we've got.
Good. Now let us find our friends.
And as we had, hopper. So used up all, saved up, and now we're going to build. $170 meters. Actually big.
Your mining drills are unacceptable. Why are you not utilizing the Mark II?
We never had the parts down here to fix them when they broke, sir. And Atlantum was extremely good at breaking them.
Extremely disappointing. The entire purpose of our science team was to adapt our technologies for such purposes.
I know they were working on some kind of Mark II Part 2, but it also sounded like they were making the whole thing up. Probably turned out to be more difficult than they thought.
We shall see for ourselves.
Local signal deciphered. Ingress RD3215. Report to Production Terminal Victor for triangulation.
At our, that was
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Heavy interference.
ask. All the here, but you can. It's on research level. Wait, yet. I can't. I've been doing a lot of pausing. actually going to be a shorter request. Just get to research. I will pause when
Excavation complete. Elevation to research level restored. Upgrade to excavator bit Mark 3 mildly recommended.
so we're going to want to work excavator bit mark something. Just go ahead and tap stuff. I'll rebuild. D is down that way. Didn't already have. There.
Senior officer detected. Research assignment not detected. Access denied.
We do not have time for these distractions. System, receive authorization Zeta 17.
Senior command authorization acknowledged. Override of facility restriction now in effect.
So you weren't really supposed to be in here either, sir? I'm up for building some half-finished prototypes if you are.
Focus your attention on the mining drill. Reckless interference in classified research projects is likely to be responsible for our situation in the first place.
All right.
Looking for stuff to scan. Or anything else.
Calyx. Still hard to believe we're somewhere in the middle of this thing.
It was unlike anything mankind had ever experienced. A rogue planet, drifting through the cosmos, origin unknown.
I remember now. We had probes out across the system, figuring out how to bring home critical resources from Neptune, Venus, wherever we could get them.
Yes. On Earth, we had used up everything. We needed a miracle, and Calyx was that miracle. Dead on the surface, but filled with unimaginable wealth, and passing through our outer heliosphere for a few decades at most.
If those probes hadn't been out there, Calyx would have flown right past us. It's an awful lot of luck for a species that doesn't particularly deserve it.
And yet it was precisely what inspired our species to come together in a way that many did not believe possible.
Here we are.
Warning. Classified materials detected.
It looks like maybe they were trying to cook up new alloys in here. This whole place is above my pay grade.
I remember the lead metallurgist, Mirage. She was untrusting.
I've never seen these kinds of gemstones anywhere in the sector. And I've been to every corner of it.
The last time I was here, they were studying Gaian ore, synaptite, atlantum, materials that were not of our world, but not classified.
Couldn't classify those if you wanted to. Atlantum is everywhere around here.
If they stopped performing research on local materials to import and study something completely unknown, there must have been a reason.
If there was, we won't find it. Somebody wiped every terminal in here.
Stop! Thieves! What are you doing in our laboratory?
Ma'am, we're sorry for the intrusion. This is Technical Sergeant Amanda Sparks.
Ah oui, technique. Avec quoi? Une pied de biche?
Miss Laurent, I will remind you of our oath to uphold a common language.
Colonel, I did not realize you were there. Your dedication to expeditionary principles is always a pleasure. Are you and a sergeant having fun running around playing army? I apologize if my automated message accused you of mutiny. I'm certain you would never take part in something so, controversial.
Apology accepted. What is your status, Major?
It's quite intriguing. An unknown incident seems to have provoked the planetary core to release a large wave of energy across all of Calyx. This wave has had a particular effect on certain indigenous materials that I have been attempting to understand ever since we arrived. If these materials can be harnessed, I believe we can achieve our production goals with a fraction of the efforts we had planned for, and secure the future of humanity for millennia.
Ma'am, I think the Colonel was asking for a report on your status. Are you okay? Are you alone? And I know this question may come across as unusual, but are you a cube?
Am I a cube?
Yes, ma'am.
No, Sergeant. I am not a cube, and I am very busy. Please get out of my laboratory and stop setting off alarms so I can concentrate on saving the world. Feel free to dig up, smelt, and merry-go-round all the garbage your heart desires in the meantime.
Major, industrial construction is what we came to Calyx to do, and this is not the first time you have made exaggerations about the potential of your work. I am ordering you to contact Command and inform them that we require immediate assistance. Your research into this energy wave can wait.
Oh, how unfortunate. This radio is malfunctioning. Oh, bonne chance.
Connection terminated.
Sergeant, yourself and the Groundbreaker are to disregard Mirage. She is likely by herself at a remote research outpost far from here and has no grasp on the gravity of what has transpired.
Understood, sir. We'll keep building. I wonder if this alloy is the material Mirage was talking about. The stuff that was somehow affected by that energy wave?
Possibly, but we have neither the equipment nor the expertise to do anything but speculate.
And it looks like someone wiped every terminal in here. Probably her.
Also speculative, but very likely.
No idea if the scientists were using these plants as scenery or an experiment. They weren't secretive, but they didn't exactly go out of their way to tell people what they were doing either. Personally, I'd toss them into a thresher and be done with it. The plants, not the scientists. You know I didn't mean that. This dish must have been for some kind of experimental communication technology. As you can see, it's currently being pointed at a few hundred miles of rock, which makes absolutely no sense. I know there was some weird science to how the production terminals communicated with each other across sectors, and I remember it being one of those things that seemed to go down constantly. The backup system was a ton of buried wire. We like the backup system. When I was down in that facility, a part of me thought that maybe I was making all of this up. My crew, my life, the expedition. Your mind starts filling in the blanks you don't want to think about anymore. Like it knows there isn't any harm in it because you're never getting out of there anyways. A sinking feeling that keeps sinking. But it was real. There were hundreds of people here. Thousands. They worked here. We cared about them. We were in this together. I'm not saying all this to hold on to whatever happened to me. I'm saying this to let it go.
So that was quite a voiceover. It just kind of kept triggering. It off. Shape I saw. Interest.
Warning. Unknown entity detected. Alert. Full spectrum analysis failure. Caution advised.
What in the world is this thing? It's obviously more than another space rock, but scanning it doesn't return anything in the databank.
I doubt that something of this significance could have escaped us. A central record of it must exist.
I don't know. I would kind of understand if nobody wanted to make a record of this. Doesn't it give you a strange feeling?
I find it unsettling, but I do not sense that we are in any imminent danger. It may be that you have a memory of it that I do not.
No, it's not a memory. It's a feeling.
Very well. Establish a protection zone around this object to prevent any of our machines from coming into contact with it.
Sir? Somebody already set one. The zone already exists.
Interestingly enough, during early access, the things found it. We there's still that little at the top of the water. If we can assume that these are Kindle vine. conveyor belts, and cooling system.
This computer has a requisition for local plant life to be delivered to a science team for analysis. It looks like the request was approved, but doing it was marked as a low priority by command, even though the request itself was marked as urgent. We didn't come here for science, but I don't remember this kind of hostility about it either. What were they doing here?
I think we have seen everything on. I'm just going back. I'm going to head back to Victor, and we are going to the next one. Between now and the next recording, I'm going to go scan down the ruins that we found platform. And we're going to think about what we want to do with these rivers of iron ingots coming in. How we can automate things directly. Basically picking up piles of materials. Machine. That's the full 4,000 research core. Has barely I have. Excuse me, X-ray. Actually, how was I? That's later. Up some momentum. We need to start making blues. Everything need to go.
Task inbound. Steel production. Supply smelters with iron ingots to produce steel ingots.
So the found in the research area requires relays.
Task inbound. Cement. Supply smelters with limestone to produce quicklime. Utilize quicklime to craft or assemble cement.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to spend some time scanning things down, getting ready. Start the next phase of our mission here. This isn't a real natural dividing point in the gameplay, but for me it's a natural dividing point. See